Oh yeah? Good morning. Hi Tina. Really, for reals now, we're gonna do it this time. Hey there folks, how you doing today? It is January the 6th, 2022. We made it through 2021. For some of us that was kind of a big deal. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. 2021 was a very difficult year for my family. It started out kind of rough, and it ended about as bad as you could imagine. While I share a lot of the stuff that goes on here on our homestead with you folks on the channel, our family life for the most part, I don't broadcast a lot of things on here. I will tell you that it was a difficult year. We had a lot of loss in my family this past year. And when I say family, I mean the people that I feed and the people that we visit on the holidays. Lots of deaths in the family this year. Lots of just, there was some tragic stuff that happened this past year. The end of the year did not disappoint. So December 28th, I was at work, talked to my brother after work. He told me, we're fixing to lose grandma. We had known it was coming for a while. Her health had been bad. She'd been in and out of the hospital, having a lot of medical issues toward the end. They live a long ways away from us, or I should say we live a long ways away from them because we are the ones that had left. But got off work the evening of the 28th, first thing in the morning on the 29th, drove 800 miles to go be with family. Did get to see my grandmother before she passed. She wasn't really with us anymore at that point. She was in hospice care and was on a morphine drip. And I don't know, I think she recognized that I was there maybe, but she wasn't really conscious anymore at that point. She went to be with the Lord the following day at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And so we were out there. We stayed until yesterday the 5th. We had driven back home. We got her final affairs in order and had the funeral services on the 4th, and it was a beautiful thing. Now, while all that was going on, the same day that my grandmother passed away, in fact, my father-in-law in Dallas had an accident at home. He slipped and fell, hit his head. They had to resuscitate him when they found him. He's been in comatose for the past week, and it is my understanding that they're talking about ending life support today. That came as a real shock to us. We had just, right before Christmas, we had met with them we live north of Houston, they live south of Dallas. There's a cafe at Fairfield called Sam's. It's right off of the freeway. They have a buffet there. It's pretty good. My father-in-law always liked to eat there. He used to tell me that whenever he was out on the road working, if he had to drive by there, he'd plan his lunch around that place. But anyway, we met him there. We had a real nice meal with him and his wife. And I'm glad we got to see him before he went. It was a shock to everybody. Nobody expected it. I mean, he was healthy as an ox, and the insurance companies will tell you that a lot of accidents happen at home, and he had one of them, and kind of rough. But anyway, I make no, I make no secret of the fact that I'm a God-fearing man. I believe that my faith keeps my boots on the ground. And just yesterday, I was already planning on making this video. I'd made it home late from my trip back to New Mexico, and I was just kind of going through my YouTube feed trying to see what was going on. I hadn't really kept up with it a whole lot the last couple of days, and there was a video that came up on there. It's somebody who, he's part of the 2A community. He's a trainer of sorts. I don't particularly care for his style or his method of delivery. I don't watch his videos, okay? But it came up on the recommended that he was disclosing to the internet world that he has a medical condition. Or at least he's pretty sure he has a medical condition. If he does in fact have the medical condition that he thinks he has, then it's more than likely going to be fatal in a not real long period of time. I guess would be the easiest way to put that. I don't think people who have the condition that he says he has live very long. And you know, while I don't watch his videos, I did watch that because I have compassion for the man, whether I agree with him or I like his style or not. But I was really troubled by something that he said, you know, when he was getting down to the end of the video. And the whole time he was trying to maintain the tough guy persona that makes him part of the character that he is. He said a couple of things that just kind of bothered me. You know, one of them, he said he didn't want anybody talking to his grandchildren about his condition, and I get that. I'm no disrespect there. You know, if he's got a, you know, he wants his grandkids to remember him as a superhero, not as somebody who's wasting away to nothing. I understand that, but the other thing that he said that really kind of bothered me was he said, "I don't need anybody wishing me well or praying for me." You know, and when it comes to well wishing somebody, I am of the belief that death and life are in the power of the tongue. The words you speak, the things you say, have power to them. You know, my faith has me believing that God spoke this world into existence. And I realize not everybody shares that faith, but everybody believes something, and that's what I believe. And I believe that our words have power. And for him to not want anybody to pray for him to not want people to wish him well, I don't get it. I don't get that part. I'm not trying to criticize him or anything else. For me, I don't see it that way. So, I guess what I'm saying is, I know my personal life in the last couple of years has seen a lot of trials. Here recently, we've gone through quite a bit. If anybody out there wants to share their well wishes or their prayers or condolences with me, I'll accept it. You know, we're all in this together. You know, I mean, as most of you know, I end most of my video segments with a take care, God bless, and I mean it. I wish each and every one of you well, you know, whether it be in your personal life, in your spiritual life, in your day-to-day commute, whatever it is. You know, I view each and every one of you as my fellow man, and I believe that we are supposed to love God with all our heart, and we're supposed to love our neighbor as ourselves. And part of loving your neighbor is wishing your neighbor well, wishing God's grace and blessing on your neighbor. And I do that, you know, whether or not you like it or not. That's, you know, part of what you get with this free internet content that you're subscribed to here. I will continue to do that, and I will continue to accept your well wishes and your blessings back. So until next time, take care. God bless.